Hey, I'm going to part 7 of the CRM tutorial series. Today we're going to focus on making it possible to upload files to the leads and the clients. So I see that I have a duplicate of this task, so I just want to remove it. And then we can start by doing this. So to do this we need to do some changes to the models. So we can begin with the model for the lead. So here we can say class lead file, pass in models.model. Here we need a reference to the team, to the lead, and to the file itself, and who it was created and when it was created. So I can actually just copy all of this, and then we can keep all of this except for the content. So here we can say file and replace the text field with file field, and where we want this to be uploaded to. So upload to equals, and then lead files. Don't need that. So that's everything we need here. Sorry, I need to rename this. Lead files, and lead files. So now we know when it was created, who created it, the lead, the team, and everything we need. So let's save this, go to the terminal and update the database, make migrations, and migrate. Nice. So we can also register this in the admin interface, so that's done. And then admin.site.register lead file. Okay, so now we have that. Then we can create a form for uploading. Then we can import the lead file, class, add file form, forms.model form, and the meta we are going to use here is model equals lead file, and the fields we are going to use is just the file, and save. And only reason I do this is to make it easier to validate the file and to upload and to make Django upload it for us. So let's go back to views.py and import it here together with add comment form. Then we should maybe have this in the same view as the lead detail. Yes, we can have it here. You can say context equals context file form equals add file form, and save. So now this is available in the template, so we can render it there and see it. So just copy these two, go below the comments, paste it there, files, and then we can show the form. Just make a copy of this. And we can remove the action for now until we have that. And save. Sorry, this should be renamed to file form, of course. So if I now go to Chrome and into lead. Okay, forgot to run the server. Update into lead. And then we should have the files, and then file. Valgfil, which is choose file in Norwegian. But nothing will happen if I try to do this. So what I need to do now is to go into settings.py, because I need to define where the media files should be located on the server. So media root equals base dir /media. I think that's everything I need there, yes. And I also need to set the media URL, just like I do here. So media URL equals media / and save. So now this should be working there. I just need to create a new view for handling the files. So if I go back here again, then I need to find the view for this. I can make a copy of this. Class add file view def post, because this will be a post request args and kwargs. So then we need to get the primary key up here, and we can also get the form, but here we also need to pass in request.files. That also reminds me that this needs to have a enc type multipart form data. If not, the files will not be submitted. And then we can check if it's valid. If form.is valid, then we can get the theme just like we do down here. And file equals form.save, but we need to say commit equals false. And then file.theme equals theme. File.lead ID equals pk, which we get up here. File.createdBy equals request.user, and now we can say file.save, and then this will be uploaded automatically for us. And when this is done, we can just redirect us back to the detail page for this lead and save. So now we just need to import this into the URLs. Path int primary key, add file, views.add file view.as view, and the name here should be add underscore file. So this is exactly what we do with the comments. And then I can set the action here, URL leads detail, this should be leads add file, of course. And then we need to pass in lead.id and close it like that. So I think everything here should be okay now. We can try to refresh, choose a file, upload a picture of a teddy bear. Okay, there are no errors. Everything here seems to be okay. So if I then go to the Finder, then I should have a new folder here, media. No, that did not seem to work. That's weird. Add file. URLs, add file, that's okay, this is okay. Okay, this should not be add comment form, it should be add file form, of course, sorry. So let's try again, just valk field, car, submit, no errors. And if I now go here, then I have a new folder, media, lead files, and then I have the toy car there. Nice. So now this should have been uploaded and connected to a lead. So then we just need to make it possible to show the files here. So just like we do here, I can make a copy of this one, paste it below here, and for file in lead.files.all, then we can see who created it and when it was created. And then here we can have a link to download it. So href. I think I can say file. So this file is now the model itself, and then we point to this file, and then we want to get the URL for that one. .url, download, and save. So if I now refresh, there is one file be able to download. If I click it, then I will be sent here, and this says that the page is not found. So that's a little bit of a problem because Django can't handle media files, but since we are just in development, we can do it here anyway. Let me just go into one of my repositories to make a copy here. Can just go into one random one and then find the URLs, and then I need to import settings like this. So find the main URLs, which is located in CRM. From django.conf import settings, and from Django conf URLs import static. And then at the bottom of the URL patterns, I add this line, which now makes it possible to show the media files based on the URL and the media route that we set in the settings file. So if I now go back here and refresh, I should see the toy car like that. Nice. So now we can also download the files that is connected to this lead. Okay, so now we have made it possible to add files here. So now we just need to do the same procedure for the for the clients. So I can just begin by copying everything in this template. So I copied the HR, the title, the listing, and the form. And then I find client detail. And then I paste it below here, this form. Files in client.files.all. And this is okay. There should be clients, add file, and client.id. And everything else can just be like it is. Now we need to do something with the model for this. So models.py, lead file, copy this, go to client/models.py, paste it here below the comment, client file, client should not be the client, should not be lead of course, client files, oops, client files, this is the folder where we want to upload this, and client files. So everything there should be okay, so we can update the database, make migrations and migrate, and then run the server again. Nice. So then we need to create the form for this. So let me copy this, rename it to add file form. There should be client form, a client file. I think I called it that, yes, client file. And the file we want here is just file. So then we also need to import the client file model. Everything here should now be okay. So copy this. Now we need to add this to the view as well. So paste it in there. So now we might create a separate view just for uploading the files. I think that's better than trying to mix it into this. So at login required, def clients add file request, and we want the primary key. So then I can copy these lines, just paste it there, because we want to get the client, we want to get the team, and we want to check if the request method is post. And here we want to say add file form, but we also want to import request.files, so we need to add it here. And then we can go back to the views.py in the lead app, lead views.py. So I can just copy everything here, since this is very similar. Then here, forgot to check if the form is valid. If form is valid, then we get the team. Now we actually have it up there. Client ID, client detail page. Nice. But this is only if it's valid. So then if you try to go to this with the get request, then we can just redirect you to the detail page like that. Okay, so now we have done this. So then we just need to make it possible to show the other form here. So file form, add file form like that, and save. So that should be okay now. Then we need to add this here to the URLs. So path int pk add dash file views dot client add file name add underscore file and save. So now I think everything should work there, hopefully. So if I go to clients, new client test, then we can see files, there are none. Let's try to upload one, submit. Okay, so now we have the file here. If I click download, I'll see the chair that I just uploaded. Nice. So now we have file uploads for both clients and leads. Nice. So that means that now I can set this task to done. Okay, so now the next step is to make it possible to export the information that we have. So I want to add an export button, for example, when I'm inside here, export, and that will give me the information like the title, the description, and this, and I want to save this to a CSV file. So I need to find out how to do this. Django, create CSV file. How to create CSV output, blah blah blah. Okay, so that looks kind of simple. Okay, using the Python CSV, Python comes with this built in, so I can just use that one. So then I need to import CSV. So if I now just close these files, so they are gone, it's a little bit easier to keep track of everything. Then I open up client/views.py. Then I want to import this at the top here, and I need to import this HTTP response there. Okay, so now I need to create a separate view for this. So I can do it here at login required def export, or we can go to clients export, pass in the request parameter, and then I want to get all of the clients that you have created like that, and then we can loop through them and add them to a CSV file. So create the HTTP response object with appropriate CSV header. Just copy this, and we can call this clients.csv. That's okay. And then we want to create a new writer, and here we first add the response, which is the header, so that we know what type of file we are adding. And then first row, here for example can say client description created at and created by, so we know who created it and similar. And then we need to loop through all of these clients and add them as well. So for client in clients, writer.write row, and then we can begin with the client.name. I think that's what we call this, client/models.py, client.name, yes. And client.description, client.created at, and client.created by. So now we have all of this information stored in the file. Then we just need to return response. So this has to be done outside of this for loop, like that. So that's actually everything we need to do. So if you just open up this now, sorry, copy this, open up client URLs, we can add it here. So we want to export all of them, so we can add it at the bottom, path, export, views.clients export, name is export, and save. So then I just need to add, open up the client's detail, and here we have these buttons. Let me make a copy of one of these, rename the title to export, clients export. Here we don't need a client ID. Okay, I don't want it here because I want to export all of the clients as one. Sorry, so I want to open up the clients list, of course. So together with add client here, we can have this button instead. So export clients, and then I can scroll over here, remove the client ID, and say clients, export, and save. So now we can test this by going back here, going to clients, then we can click this, export, and then we got a download here. So if I click this now, numbers is opening up, there you can see client, you can see the 4 here, the description, when it was created, and who created it. Nice. So I just want to fix the button so these two are similar. I think it's just the padding that's different. Maybe the inline block as well. Yes, that looks better. Nice. So now we have the possibility to export clients. So that means that now I can go back here and set this to done. The same thing can just be done with the leads, but since you now know how to do it with the clients, I don't have to show it one more time. The next step now is to make it possible to communicate with each other. So I want to create some sort of messaging system. I'm not quite sure how this will work, but that's for the next part of this series. If you have any questions about today's code, feel free to leave a comment below and I answer as soon as I can. See you in the next video.